Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Venus, your Black Women Millionaires Mentor. I've lost my earbuds. I think I left them downstairs. Let me know if you can hear me. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Just type in, I can wait. I'm being patient. I don't have my water. I should have. I've been running today. We just got back from Memphis. And it's great. And then there's this like, oh my God. We're doing a lot. And so right now I don't have my water. I'm like, and I think my wife had went out of the house. Hi, ladies. So love me through it. Stay with me. Pet me a lot. It's been a full day. It's been a very full day. Very full day. And no, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Okay, you can hear me. That's great. And so I got to talk to you about some things. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for that. Love you for it. Bless God. So I'm feeling some kind of way. So I'm glad you're here. I love you for being here. And so I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Oh, thank you for the hearts, the wows, and the thumbs up. That's very kind. I appreciate it. Hi, Akima. I'm glad you're here. So I have some things I want to run through, talk it through with you. Okay, so this is not so much an insight. This is a Black Woman Millionaire Contemplation. It's a different kind of feeling. Today is phone. Okay, great. I have an interview right after this. So and thank God it's an interview because I can talk on the phone, right? So that'll be fine. But my team is I love my team for being amazing. So, but I want to talk to you about some things, girl, Jesus. You know when you start calling Jesus out, Jesus, when you start saying Jesus, you got to break it down like that. It's been a full day. And, but I want to run something by you because I've been dealing with it. Or dealing with it sounds harsh. Hey, Keisha, glad you're here, mama. Okay. I don't want to make it sound harsh, but I want to walk you through this with me. All right. So y'all, just to know. Okay, great. I got what I needed. No, close that. So for those of you who are new to me, I'm Dr. Venus, your Black Women Millionaires Mentor. All right. I hope my glasses are not glaring too much, but hopefully it'll work. For those of you who are new to me, let me tell you a little bit about who I am so you know how I flow and you can, Jesus, I meant that. Okay. So you can decide if you want to roll with me. By the time I was 16 years old, I was living on the streets of Baltimore, eating out of trash cans, sleeping in urine and beer. My mama had put me out of her house and things weren't okay, so I never went back. It was my 9th grade math teacher, a Black woman, and that matters, who literally saved my life. It's because of her love I eventually graduated from Stanford University with a second master's degree and a Ph.D. I have 4 degrees. I took all the survival that kept me alive on the streets, turned it into a system, which is not a game, okay, that fast-tracked us to the $1 million mark in just under 3 years. Our company, Defy Impossible, Inc., has grossed well over $4 million in the last 5 years, and we're on track to double what we did in 4 years in 1. Okay, so we have a TV show that's being pitched. I'm executive producing as well as starring in. We're doing a tour called the Black Women the Black Woman Millionaire Tour. Heal your way to 7 figures on your own terms. And y'all go ahead and start pushing this out. Please go ahead and start sharing this. We're gonna go deep today. Okay, so get ready. So jump on it. Make sure you meet me on tour. We have 8 more stops. It's been amazing, and we have a #1 book, The Black Woman Millionaire. The Black Woman Millionaire, a revolutionary act that defies impossible, was turned down by 30 top publishing agents publishing houses who stated there wasn't a market for Black women who would want to learn how to be millionaires. And they were wrong. There's a market, and it wasn't just Black women who bought the book. We have people from all over the world who bought the book and are still buying the book. And the book is doing so well, they keep dropping the price. So you may want to grab your copy at Amazon. The Black Woman Millionaire is the only book like it. So you won't have to find it as Dr. Venus, Opal, Reese. So I want to give you all of that, okay, so I can get that out the way. And welcome, everyone. So you know who I am. And I want you to be very clear that I have a profound commitment. Oh, thank you, Keisha, for sharing. Profound commitment to Black women specifically, but to people in general, to you being millionaires. I say the greatest equalizer on the planet is having your own money, okay? And if you want to make a big difference, you want to fulfill your calling, you have to finance it. You have to finance your dreams, okay? And so I have a real commitment. Thank you for that, Keisha. And also make sure you put that's for the book. Make sure you put the blackwomenmillionaire.com/tour in here. Thank you, Dr. Avila. Love you for that. So the people who want to join me on tour in person, it's nothing like it. There's nothing I can say to you that's going to help you understand the difference between me live and on Facebook Live, okay? Yeah, I'm with you. I want to write the check. I feel you, baby. I'm all over that. And so what you need to know about me up front is I am completely myself, okay? Let me tell you what that looks like. I am multilingual, okay? I speak fluent street, okay? I also speak some Black girl magic. I definitely speak Black Baptist church, holla and preach, okay? I speak different vernaculars. I speak queer communities, so sometimes my language comes out. If you're not down with queer community, you may miss some of my references, okay? My wife is a woman. Her name is Lisa, and she is my world. She is everything to me. Everything to me, okay? And I could not do this without her, all right? And I love my wife. And I love my God. And I'm not giving either one up. So if you are not inclusive, then I'm not your teacher. I'm not your teacher. I'm not. And I say that in love. You should know I'm going to curse. I'm probably going to cry. I'm probably going to pray. I'm probably going to break. I'm probably going to say something that's going to insult your survival. The truth is insulting. So if you're easily offended, leave now. No disrespect. I love you enough to give you the choice. Do you understand? That's respectful. I don't want you to get caught up in me and then realize, oh, I have a potty mouth. Oh yeah, I'm being nice right now because I'm going to give you a minute to get used to my flow. Okay. So, and someone, thank you for the hearts. I love you for it. I love my tribe. I love my revolutionaries, my ride or die chicks. So thank you for loving me through it. So if you're still with me, I'm going to take for granted you're a grown ass woman. And I don't have to worry about protecting you from my fierceness. I'm fierce about you. I'm fierce about you being free. I'm probably more committed to your money than you are. And it's just because I know you can do this. So I don't back down, okay? And I love you enough to tell you the truth. So my request is you hear me from a place of love, not condemnation or anything negative. It's not that at all. I'm very, very passionate about you having your own, okay? So with that being said, y'all, please love me through. It's a full day, so I'm full, all right? And I gotta do a radio interview afterward, okay, at 7. So I'm gonna run a little longer today probably, because I have a contemplation I'm gonna walk you through with me, all right? And here's my request. Send me love, send me love, send me love. But engage with this because I'm thinking through something, and I think if you let it in, it'll move you, okay? So for those of you who have been walking with me for a moment, you know that me and God have been doing this thing, right? And one of the things I've been really contending with God is knowing. Like so let me say it like this. I don't make money, I manifest millions, okay? That is what I do. I don't do money, okay? I manifest money, all right? And it's a particular thing that I do, all right? And so you need to know that so you're not surprised, because my stuff's gonna sound a little woo to some people, but some people sound normal. So because I don't make money, I manifest millions, I tend to focus on the energetic of something, okay? I think it's, okay, I love you for that. What Tanya said, I was in the Amen Corner Saturday, I get you, good. So thank you for being here, okay? And so I believe that money is not the tender we touch, I believe it's energy. Okay, so I actually hold money as an energetic exchange, and that's how I teach my clients. So we don't make money, we manifest, all right? And I have a whole teaching around that all happens on the tour. Get in the room with me, just get in the room with me. If you don't believe me, read the posts around people who've gone, you'll get it. Get in the room, okay? It's just too much to try to break down here. And so Memphis was great, Atlanta was great, God is faithful, everything was boss. It was off the chart awesome. Love the women. Really doing what I feel like God has created me to do. Walking in my own authority, walking in what is mine to do, right? And so, please keep sharing the video. Push it out. Just go ahead and start sharing now. It makes it easier. You don't have to remember. Just share it. Say she's hot today, come join us, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you what happened. All right. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. We get home. I'm tired. I forget how tired I get after traveling and being with people. I forget that. And so I had to change some things around and, but I woke up anxious. Thank you, Anita, for sharing. I love you for that. Thank you for partnering with me. I woke up anxious. Have you ever gone to sleep, but you weren't peaceful? And so the way you woke up was anxious. Anybody do that? Thank you, Mary, for sharing. I appreciate you. Let me know. Thank you for, let me know. Has anybody done that? Okay. I like it. Mary said, just know your Memphis team is overprotective of you and Lisa as well. You should. Thank you for that. Okay. Thank you, Jay Levet. Okay. I'm just making sure. All right. So I went to sleep anxious. I went to sleep with some things on my mind. Right. And I had some dreams. Don't really remember them, but I woke up anxious. And so I was sitting in bed and I was having this kind of anxiety attack. I don't know if y'all know. It's for people who know who've had it, you know what it's like, right? But it's a kind of a panic feeling in my chest. And it wasn't like something was wrong, but I was panicky. I was like, it was like a whole anxiousness in my chest. And I was trying to do my prayers, right? And I couldn't level out. And so I said, okay, God, who can I call? Because I have a support system that's amazing, all right? And my wife's mom has transitioned just this past January. So I'm real tender about reaching for her. And just for those of you who was with us on Memphis, thank you for being with us, because that was her mom's birthday. And it would have been I'm glad we were active. So she was fed instead of being alone, right? Being at home, you know, that kind of thing. And so, God, thank you. Okay, so I woke up anxious. I couldn't settle myself. And so I called my baby sister. Okay, I called Abby. She's amazing. She's my resident therapist. And so because she understands the background, I don't have to explain a lot to her. She was there. So I don't have to go back. I don't have to explain to her the wounds. She knows my wounds. She understands me. And it makes it easier for me because I don't have to go through so much to try to get an understanding. And so she and I were talking, and out of talking, what became apparent was there were 3 things that had happened that have stressed me quietly, and look to see if you get quietly stressed. It was a quiet stress. I didn't see it. So I had 3 different, I had planned on taking my private clients to the Black Women in Essence Hollywood dinner. Okay. And that didn't work out. That fell through. All right. And it was the vendor who I was working with it wasn't a match. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a match. And so if it doesn't feel good, I don't do it. All right. But it was because of their lack of integrity or changeability. It may not have been integrity. It could have just been what they did. So, and that's fine. So I felt guilty about that because I'm like, God, I promised them this and I could not deliver that. Not on my own recognizance. You see what I'm saying? But because the people I was trying to reach through, we weren't equally yoked. Right. And I won't do business with people that are not a energetic match as I. So I felt guilty about that. And then I had met this brother, Tommy Davidson, and he had agreed to do a live stream with me. And we went an hour and a half early, and he did not show up until the time for him to do his show. And that didn't get done either. So now I'm embarrassed in front of my community because I'm so proud of that. And I couldn't deliver it. You know what I'm saying? And then there was one other situation that had happened. But the bottom line was I felt guilty that I couldn't keep my promise. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it because it wasn't mine to fix, if that makes any sense. Okay. And so I carry it heavy. I carry it very, very heavy because I love my clients. I love my tribe. I don't play at this. You know what I'm saying? And so if I carry it heavy, then that's a hard one to carry. It's heavy for me to carry. And so, and then there was something that happened that I got frustrated with Lisa because I felt like she wasn't watching my back as a president, not as a wife. And so these three things happened in the same house, right? And so I found myself frustrated and angry in my chest, all right? And when I get frustrated, angry in my chest, that means that's a heart thing for me, heart chakra, all right? And so what had happened was, right, I got frustrated and I got angry because I felt alone. I felt like I was by myself. And which is a survival strategy that I had when I was on the streets, right? So I know where it came from. And so I couldn't turn it. I couldn't turn it. Couldn't fucking turn it. So I called Ivy. So Ivy and I were sitting together, and she was sitting with me. She was being with me. And so what became apparent, and which is why I'm saying it's a contemplation, which is why I want you to understand, that's why I'm walking it through, is this. Anytime I feel anger, frustration, anxiousness, there is distance between me and God. Did y'all catch that? Exactly. It does feel, it feels right. So if there's any kind of anger in my heart, you can't make money when you're angry, ladies. It does not work. It cannot move. Okay. And it's hard to make, you can't make money when you're mad, and it's hard to make it when you need it. All right. And so whenever I'm feeling like that, I know that somehow, some way, I have distanced myself from spirit. You see what I'm saying? And so, which means that on some level, I have just invalidated myself. I have turned on myself. I have turned myself into the enemy. And so I'm doing this thing with Oprah. I'm going to this thing. I'm doing this thing where I'm including some people. Oprah's going to be speaking, and I'm going to be going, and some people are coming with me, right? And so, I had to take a moment and just think through it. And I was talking to Ivy about everything, right? Because she's a safe space for me, and I can tell the truth without penalty or loss of stature, right? And so as I walked through these things, I started to think through, okay, there's distance between me and spirit. And if God and I are one, then somewhere in there, I took myself from God, okay? And so, because it's the only way the devil can move in. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way the fear can move in, the anxiety can move in, if I'm not one with God, right? And so, don't congratulate me. It's just, I bought it. That's a whole nother level. It's not that, but it's going to be great. And once we get it out, I'll make it beautiful. But no, I'm just going to a place where she's speaking. I'm not doing anything with her yet. So fingers crossed, right? But no, let me. I don't want you to get the wrong impression. All right. But so I was sitting with Ivy, or Ivy rather was sitting with me, and I was being with the anxiousness, right? And what made me reach for Ivy is one of my prayers right now has been the 21st Psalm. No, sorry, the 23rd Psalms. Okay. And it's been with me for it's been heavy on me. It's like, okay, I've been hearing it in my ear for about a week now. And so thank you for claiming it, Robin. I look for that. And so when I was creating Memphis, when I was creating and manifesting Memphis, what I kept hearing was Memphis is good to me. So I knew that was what it was. But this whole idea of the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So I was thinking, well, maybe I need to read a book about the 23rd Psalms, or maybe I need to, see who else has read it, and maybe do a study group around just that chapter of Psalms, just the 23rd Psalms. And then I was like, well, do I need to read another book? Because I'm already reading books, right? And I thought about going on Facebook and getting the group together and breaking it down. But then I was like, another thing for me to manage, right? So I called Ivy, and Ivy is devout. She's straight up Christian, okay? Which, like devout. She's not playing, right? And so I think of myself more spiritual, new thought, new age, but my clients keep telling me I'm a closet Christian. I don't know how to take that. So I'm gonna let that be what it is for now. But what I realized with Ivy was I was thinking it through, right? And what I realized was, and this is why it's a contemplation, I want you to walk this through. Whenever you are worried, whenever you are worried, you have moved away from God. If you worry about money, you've moved away from God. You literally have moved away from spirit. At least I have. Let me put it like that. That's how I hold it, right? And so I hope y'all can see me through my glasses because they're glaring back at me. And so what I have had to, when I can get clear enough, which is why we have to have community, when I can have a safe space to really walk it through and see where I can see where the distance came from, then I can tend to the distance, right? And so what I realized was I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not a bad CEO because people didn't keep their promises. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not a bad person because I couldn't produce what I promised. You know, and that doesn't make me a failure. It doesn't make me like a false prophet, you know, because I couldn't get them to do what they had said, you know. And so when I could be with that, like this, it's not mine to carry. It's that wasn't where we weren't supposed to do that. It wasn't Spirit didn't want that for us. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I could feel my chest relaxing. And so what I realized is, and I was saying this at Memphis, but I would say it here because maybe you'll hear it different, is if you love God, if you declare yourself as someone who really walks with God, in whatever language, I don't know how you do your thing, whether you do Christian, New Thought, New Age, atheism, which is a religion, by the way, then if you say you are one with Spirit in whatever way you do your thing, then God is your source. At least God is my source. All right. And that's a personal thing. You got to figure out how that looks for you. And obviously it looks different for different people. But I know that God is my source. I was saying, you know, my life makes no sense. My life is God's life. Right. And because I know that, I understand that everything that I do is a function of God. It is not mine to do. And so if God is my source, and I said this in Memphis, and I've been saying it for the last few weeks, it's been strong on me, is that if you're really walking with God, then why are you worried? Why are you worried? And I started, so me and the Abby were talking it through, and what I know without a shadow of a doubt is I know that the sun will rise in the east and set in the west. I don't have to have faith to know that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have to pray to know that. I know it is. There's everything in me, trust that. You see what I'm saying? And so, given that that's the case, that means everything that happens in my world is a function of God. If God is it's a rhetorical if, but I want to walk you through the logic so you can see that if I am one with God, okay, if I am God's hands and God's feet, if I am God's beloved, if I am just as important as the lilies of the field, then there's no reason to worry. You know, like even if I don't do it the way that I thought it was going to get done, we got something else in place, and I think it's probably better, right? But I don't like the feeling that I didn't keep my promise. Do you understand? So I end up feeling bad. And so what I realized was that some things are not mine to carry, okay? And you need, and you may want to look for yourself. Are you carrying stuff that's not yours? Other people's performance, if you're dependent on people and they drop the ball, that doesn't mean something about you. It doesn't mean something about you, you know? And so, and that's really understanding and knowing that if it didn't happen, it wasn't yours to have, you know? And so what I realized was that the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He leadeth me down. I mean, if you really start to deal with just what's in the, if you just really, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy because I'm like, am I the only one who actually like really thinks through this? So I want you to hear this, okay? This is, you know, and I'm not, y'all, you know, map it onto how you do your thing. And I'm going to go old school. I'm going to go King James version, okay? Because I can't explain it, but I can show it to you. So if you, so I'm just, this, so in the King James version, it says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Well, what the fuck does it mean not to want? I mean, if you really start thinking through it, what does that really mean not to want? Like if you just start to contend with like the lilies of the field don't want. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, they don't want for shit. They don't worry about it. They don't desire something. They have no craving for, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking about the word of it, like really, really understanding, like what does that mean really? In a real lived embodied sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Not a theoretical or remembered one, but an embodied. If I am walking with spirit, if me and God are one, and the Lord is my shepherd, watching out for me, you know what I'm saying? I shall not want. What is the nature of not wanting? What is the nature of that? What does that feel and taste like? What is that? What the fuck is it? What is it to not want for anything? And it's a real question, not a bullshit question. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I think through. He's making me lie down in green pastures. Okay, so I'm being made to lie down. I'm not asked to, I'm being made to lie down. And again, it's King James. So, you know, King James is King James. So, and maybe another version would be softer. But if God is making me lie down in green pastures, that sounds something like God is making me be bountiful. You see what I'm saying? I'm not making me do that. God is making me do that. You know what I'm saying? God is making me lie down in green. Green sounds like money. I'll take it. Fuck it. And pasture sounds like Perryland. Okay. I'm just thinking some wheat, some barley. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like really green stuff. I know it's basic, but it's the best I got. All right. He leadeth me beside the still waters. And then they have like little things here to say, okay, still waters means the waters of quietness. Okay. I can get down with that. I can get that. Okay. So if he's leading me beside the quiet waters, then I can hear that. That sounds more like peace. I can vibe on that. You know what I'm saying? And he restoreth my soul. So what's the nature of restoration? What does it look like to be restored? You know, we hear these stories. I mean, I know the Bible back and forth, y'all. I probably know it better than most people. But it's like this whole notion of restoration. What's the nature of restoration? Does it mean you get your confidence back? Does it mean when I'm restored, that means that's when the anxiousness is gone? Is that what that means? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, this is why I think through it, you know, it's just, I love the idea of restoration. What's the nature of it? You know, he leaded me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Well, what is righteous? You know what I'm saying? What's a path? You know, and the thing is, these are rhetorical questions. I'm not really seeking an answer. You know what I'm saying? I'm dwelling in the question. I'm dwelling in the contemplation. Do you understand? I'm dwelling. And what the hell does it mean to dwell? You know what I'm saying? You know, if you really break it down and you really look at that, just that 23rd Psalms, it has everything in it in terms of your affluence and your abundance, and it has nothing to do with you, you know? And so Danielle said, come and teach at Agape. But I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to help you understand, Lorna, I'm not dealing with you today. Notice, I love her, but Christian women. My point is this. What I'm trying to explain to you is this. When I think about Jesus, I'm convinced I'm God's favorite, and I'll make some room for Jesus. Okay, fine. So when I think about Jesus, okay, he is the only physical embodiment that I know of that has embodied God. Like he had it, he did it. I'm talking about Jesus' walk. If you think about it, Jesus literally is the fulfillment of the law, right? So he is literally the embodiment of God. Well, he's the word made flesh, okay? So, and given that I'm created in the image and likeness of God, you know what I'm saying? I am the word made flesh in this current incarnation, right? And so what I'm dealing with is, if you think about Jesus as a role model, I ain't even talking about the fucking anointing. I'm just talking about motherfucker doing what the fuck he said. If you just think about Jesus, what Jesus did whenever he got twisted, he did two things. He prayed and he fucking contemplated. He contemplated. He took some time to think through some shit. He's like, okay, let me think this out. If you just think about it, even in the Garden of Gethsemane, if you just think about Jesus as the embodiment, what he did was contemplate. So perhaps what it means to manifest something isn't about doing something, but about embodying something by the questions you ask. Not why is this bad or why is this happening? Not what's wrong or how can I? Maybe that's not the, maybe yes, I'm past it. I get you, Danielle. But maybe it's about the question. Maybe it's about the question. And I'm not even saying this. I'm into Dr. Michael Beckwith. I'm into a lot of people. I'm Joe Goldsmith, Ernest Holmes, T.D. Jakes. I'm into a lot of people. But what I want you to understand is this. If I am modeling Jesus's walk, just him as a human being doing his thing, fulfilling his destiny, right? Jesus contemplated, and it was the questions he asked. And what I'm contending with, if we actually start asking different questions in terms of knowing, not in understanding, but in knowing, then what happens, you start to embody it. You see what I'm saying? So what if I actually took on, what does it mean to embody? Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. What is the nature of goodness and mercy following me all the days of my life? What does that look like? What does that taste like? What does that smell like? What does that feel like? What does it feel like to have your cup run over? Like, what does that feel like? What does it mean to embody that? How does one do it? So there's this. If you start to really contemplate, you'll start to see things, and things will start to shift in different ways that they cannot do when you're trying to make something happen, or if you're compensating for a failure. And I think that I've been compensating for a failure. I couldn't make certain things happen, and I turned my back on God. And so I just I want to invite you to just take on contemplating and embodying a knowing. So it's not a function of faith. You see what I'm saying? It's a function of you literally walking inside of being the embodiment of that which you contemplate. If Jesus is sitting there contemplating, talking about some things, you know what I'm saying, doing his prayers, David did all the time, all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that it's something I'm thinking through, right? I feel like something's trying to get birthed through this, but it's the 23rd Psalms, and I'm stuck there, right? In a good way. And I just love this idea of, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And maybe that means I will dwell in the love of God forever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what that means. Because when I hear house, I hear love. I hear safety. I hear warmth. I hear inclusion. I hear acceptance. Maybe, and I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying if I contemplate it, I look to see what arises. You see what I'm saying? And it gives me peace. I don't have to worry about it. So I wanted to bring that to you, share that with you. My prayer is that you're fed, okay? I don't have an intent with this. I just want to share with you, this is how I manifest. I look for the wound, and I go to the wound. I go right to the wound, and then I take it to spirit, and I start to really listen deeply to how I can embody that which I say is my own. And I love the Lord. So I get to embody that. Okay? So I hope this is helpful. I don't know if it is or not, but I thank you for sitting with me, and listening to my word. If you were fed by it, please push it out, Let them know I cursed. They'll be okay. But that's all. And I don't have a good answer, but I do know this. I feel better. You know, I feel like, what is the nature of dwelling? What's the nature of peace and joy? What's the nature of overflow? What's the nature of green pastures? What's the nature? What is the actual nature of I shall not want? It's a beautiful question. What's the nature of it? It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful inquiry. And and the thing is, you can do your own. I'm just doing the 23rd Psalms. You can do whatever. You can do it with an affirmation. You could do it with the Pledge of Allegiance. I did it with this because that's what I felt led to do. You know what I'm saying? But so there you go. So I'm done. So thank you for listening to me. I'm gonna you can post your biggest takeaways. I'm gonna read through. I may not be able to read through for a while because I got to go do an interview, right? But if you're fed by this word, please, please, please pay it forward. It may help somebody. Okay. I would love for you, if I'm your teacher, you know if I'm your teacher or not, I promise you, you do, then come be with me on the tour, blackwomenmillionaire.com/tour. Okay. Yeah, come be with me. There's only so much I can do online. Danielle says, can't wait for your spiritual book to come out. Well, look, Danielle just casting vision for days. Love you for that. Donna says, we create things with our words and thoughts, be it good or bad. Thank you for sharing and being you. Thank you, Donna. Beatrix says, today I had a challenging day. I need to contemplate my walk. I'm fighting where I don't think I should. I needed this. Well, thank you. I'm glad it's useful. Daniel says, feels good, valuable. Thank you, Jay. Cheryl says, heal a womb, heal a heart. You will heal a nation. Women of Steel. Okay, nice. Renee says, whenever you are constantly pouring out and not allowing yourself to be poured into, you are susceptible to anything. That's a good word. Jesus had to Jesus had to steal away to his source, God, constantly. Good point, Renee. He knew the value of being refilled after he gave out of what the Father had given him. Remember to refill after every encounter as much as possible. Thank you, Renee. I will keep that in mind. Lauren, I don't know what I was supposed to say again. Let me look here. He manifests, okay. Ishna says, he manifests everything in he came to do and be abundance. I can take that. I think that's fair. What I'm looking at is manifesting is the being, is like, who am I being? The being is the thing that I'm seeking, the knowing, right? So that's where I'm at right now. Shay says, Dr. B, Lorna is my good friend. Big sister, love her. Oh, she's something. You love her for that, Shay. Ishna says, my dad and I spoke of this morning. Okay, Bob said, okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Mary says, Dr. Venus, you're breaking it down. Well, thank you. I'm prayerful that it's useful. Okay, I'm not messing with you, Lorna. Lorna's a fool. All right, ladies, I love you in that agape way. I thank God for you. And again, if you're fed by this word, this life-giving word, this life-affirming word, please pay it forward. Get them prepared for my flow so they're not surprised. Give them a note. Let them know that, she got a little edge on her, but her heart is pure. Okay. No, Akina, I was listening to that. I got Sweet Honey in the Rocks, Beatitudes. And I also got White in the Bottom's 23rd Psalm from her Piece of My Passion. So those are my two stakeholders right now, right? So we're good with that. Okay, and come be with me on tour. Again, if you're trying to heal your heart, if you're trying to manifest millions, I got you, okay? And this is how we do it. It's in the healing. And I'm literally demonstrating it to you in my walk, okay? So there's nothing I'm telling you to do that I'm not already doing or have done or will do. Okay. Dina says, Bishop Day talk on the process of knowing, being, doing. I love that. Dina, if you ever get the link to that, hook a sister up because I would love to hear how he said it. Okay. All right, ladies. We didn't talk about money a lot, but that's okay. It's all energetic exchange. I hope you're fed. I love you. And you can post your biggest takeaway. Please share this video. And also come meet me on tour, www.theblackwomanmillionaire.com/tour, so I can love on you and pour into you. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll see you in Durham. Okay, I'll see you in LA. Okay, Okay, there y'all. All right, ladies, know that you love beyond measure, my sweet sisters in success, and the brothers who love us. And remember this, you're worth so much more than you have ever been taught to believe. And if you want to make your mark, make the difference you were uniquely crafted by life to make, and manifest millions on your own terms with ease. You have to heal your heart. I'm Dr. Venus, your Black Women Millionaires Mentor. Goodbye for now. Grab your seat and please share this video. Bye-bye.